I'm Tom Rioch, promoting successful business experts, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Madison, Wisconsin, Mathias Castillo, a seasoned consultant with extensive experience in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Founder of MLC Consulting, Civic Engagement Specialists. So Mathias, will DEI survive 2025?
Thank you so much for having me here. To the listeners, thank you for taking the time. What a loaded question. Will DEI survive 2025? Right off the bat, I'll say, who knows? And I believe it will. I believe that it will continue because it wasn't because of the term being created that the work was done. It was because the work was needed there that the term was created. And let me tell you a little bit more what I mean. So DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, is important for companies to be successful, to be innovative, and to be, quite frankly, sustainable. We are living in a world that is increasingly more and more diverse.
Right.
And with a diverse world, you need to be able to create a space and environment, you might even say, for them to feel welcome, for them to feel attracted, and for them to feel like they're investing the same way the company are investing in them. So
I agree with you. And today's world is more mobile. People just aren't where they were born. They're everywhere.
They are. I agree. Look at me. I was born in Uruguay, and now I'm finding myself in Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, me, I was born in Pittsburgh, and here I am in Brazil. So, and that's
Oh,
we're
we
just
flip.
two of millions of people.
We are. We've lived. And we're going to continue to keep moving. I think migration has always been part of the bigger story
Right.
humanity has always told. And with each story, you bring your differences, you bring your cultural
Right.
background, and your language, food, all these things that we all bring with each other, and it all mixes and grows in the spectrum of time. When we're looking at companies and whether they're looking at DEI as something that might not be useful,
Right.
I'm really gonna question them in 5 years. How are you doing problem solving? Are you being better? Are you bringing in diverse perspectives that can then help you comprehend problems more analytically? Are you aware of the cultural competencies that are going on? So how folks are interacting with each other, or do you have this monolithic place where everybody looks the same? And are your employees engaged? Do you just have folks that are coming in, checking out, or are you hoping to expand on that engagement and retain at the long term?
Yeah, well, when you take corporations, I'm not saying only the multinationals that come to any small, medium-sized company today, whether they want to be or not, they're affected by global realities.
That's true.
They're affected by global tastes, cultures, right? Not only to the language portion, but you left Uruguay, you went to the States, so you get a feeling for culture because you're there. I get a feeling for Brazilian culture because I'm here. I don't want to say you can't learn it in a book, but it's touching and seeing and living that you create a whole different awareness for your personal self. And companies have been going around the world for years now. And the world has been going around looking for these companies for years. So that's not going to stop. So the diversity of communities, the diversity of consumers, and the diversity of employers and employees is going to stay out there. It's going to be there. It's not going to change.
Right. And each individual brings their own unique set of talents, skills, and that's why you need the diversity, equity, and inclusion to be able to attract them. Otherwise, you're seeing what's happening to these companies that have wiped out DEI. Their stocks are going down. I don't know if we need to talk about the employment, but we can talk money. You're seeing that the value of these companies, they're not doing so great probably might continue.
Yeah, well, I actually feel for some of them because here I am in Brazil. A lot of multinationals obviously are here. A lot of companies here have DEI. They had corporate-wide initiatives. Today they're changing some of that, but at least some of the companies that are in Brazil are still maintaining that because it's very important. I'm sure they're maintaining it in other countries as well. But at a corporate level, I'm sure they're trying to readjust to today's reality, specifically in the United States. So
I agree.
Everybody's questioning it. So is it going to go away? No. I don't doubt it's going to survive. All right. I think it's going to be stronger, actually. Because once we question something that sort of was taken as a default, I think it's going to come out stronger. Because once you take something away, then you start giving it more value, and I can see that happening. So for what you do this with persons, you do this with companies. How do you offer your services as the consulting? You say civic engagement specialist. Who do you offer your services to?
Yeah, Tom, I offer to nonprofits, for-profits, government, private sectors that are looking to really lean into how do we work with the community, work with individuals, and attract that diverse talent. I really lean into the personal experience and be able to see, the diversity aspect really does lean into how do we bring the best out of each of us and lean into that work. So I will mention this. You were saying how they're going to come out stronger. It has been coming out stronger with every wave. I've started doing DEI 10 years ago when I was still in college, working for a big corporation, and that corporation renounced staying true to their DEI efforts. And even then I remember seeing challenges coming up or questioning, and it's because we can have these spaces to have these conversations, these difficult conversations. We're not having how's the weather today type of conversation. We're having the impactful, how do we create meaningful change conversation. And you need to have that diverse perspective to do that. And diversity requires that you have perspectives that are often not heard. So my work is really bringing those perspectives that are not heard to the table so they have an opportunity to share their experiences, what's not working, and what can change. So that's really where I work with companies, really trying to be intentional and drive impact within the work that they're doing, whether it's inside and internal their company, external with their community, or both and, the more the barrier.
And today, as important is the perception from the consumer side as to what is the perception of a corporation today. So obviously within the employees, I agree with you, but what do clients think today of what's happening? So I think a lot to do, right?
A lot. You can't exclude the external stakeholders, is what I say. You got to keep them engaged, bring them in.
Very good. Well, Mathias, how can our listeners find you?
Yeah, Tom, I am very active on LinkedIn. So Mathias Lemos Castillo, or MLC Consulting, which does stand for my initial, but it also stands for mobilizing, listening, and connecting. And I love to connect on LinkedIn.
Very good. Well, thanks again for sharing with us, and success in the future.
Thank you, Tom. And thank you to the listeners.
And for our listeners, again, you can find more information. It's Mathias Lemos Castillo. It's Mathias, Mathias, Lemos, Lemos, and the last name, Castillo, Castillo. Find him on LinkedIn, and also you'll find his company, MLC Consulting, Civic Engagement Specialists. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at their site, focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Till the next time here, Cafe and Networking Podcast.